guys, I'm Santina Murin for Mix 24/7 EDM, and today I'm here in Miami for Miami Music Week with Markus Schulz.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Nice to see you guys here in Miami.
Thank you. Yeah, you're no stranger to the Mix fam, right?
No,
so that's
not at all.
awesome. I know, we love you here. You're also no stranger to Miami Music Week.
Of course, I live here in Miami,
Right.
so it's the time of year when I get to sleep in my own bed.
That's amazing, right? You don't even have to go anywhere.
No,
just wake
exactly.
up and do what you have to do. That's awesome. Can we talk about these open to close sets that you do so often?
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, I started as a resident DJ back in the day, so I would roll in with my music. And I would play from the time the doors open until the last person leaves, And as I started getting more and more famous, my sets got shorter and shorter,
Right.
I'm doing 1-2 hour sets. And when I'm used to doing 8 hours every Friday, every Saturday, or even longer.
Wow.
And when I was a resident here at Space in Miami, gosh, we would go until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just
Wow.
crazy. That's those were crazy times. So for me, the open to closes are kind of like a throwback to
Okay.
where I started,
Right. Sort of nostalgic in a way.
Yeah, it is. It's very nostalgic, and I love doing them, but it has to be done in the right places, the right clubs.
Okay.
Because there's a story to them,
Yeah.
and you can't just do them anywhere. That's and I need it for my soul. I think every 2-3 months I need an open to close just to feed that fire that's inside of me.
It's a little bit of a challenge, I imagine, too.
Oh,
so
but I
it's
love it.
keeping
That's
you-
what I mean.
right.
I love that.
Keeps your skills on point.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a favorite one that you've done? A favorite venue or a favorite?
Well, I mean, I love
city?
playing the open to closes. I treat as like 3 different DJs: opening
Okay.
DJ, main slot,
Right.
and then the after party, right?
Yeah.
So that's usually how I approach the open to closes. But at Stereo in Montreal, the place doesn't open until 2 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's
wow.
straight into the rabbit hole. So that's always a lot of fun because it's
That's
a
so
little bit
neat.
different, It's
Yeah.
I'll play 10 hours all after hours rabbit hole music. So it's a little different than the other open to closes, and it's pretty awesome.
That's great. So you have
Yeah.
your latest single, Heartbeat, is out now, right? But you still have so much unreleased music.
Yeah.
And-
Well, I mean, I've been pretty busy, just making stuff for my sets.
Yeah.
But Heartbeat track I did together with ATB.
Right.
We actually went to his studio just a little bit before Christmas because I was doing a show in Holland.
Okay.
And he lives really close to the Dutch border. So I went to go visit him. And we didn't know what was going to happen. We just hung out in the studio, and I'm surprised we got any work done because we had such a good time just kind of hanging out
Right.
and playing music and talking. And I guess that's what happens when you just come up with a great melody, and then from the great melody, you just start, it should go here, and you start crafting it into something. I'm very happy with how it came out. Actually, ironically, it was just supposed to be like an instrumental track on his album,
okay.
which is coming out in June or July. But it turned out so good that he decided he wanted it to be the lead-off single for his new label.
We need this to be the single.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, and I'm sure that when you just connect with somebody so well that the music sort of just flows.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I've had some times in the studio where I've been working and there's that connection, the chemistry is not there.
Right.
But this wasn't the case. We were, we had a great time, and yeah, just
made a
it's cool
magic
when you can
single.
connect with another producer at that level.
So you have a In Bloom 2, right?
Yeah, that's
EP
coming out. So In Bloom is my radio show that I do every year in the spring. It's an all vocal trance edition of my radio show.
Okay.
And so the In Bloom EP is a selection of some of the songs that I made exclusively for the radio show. Last year, for example, the Emma Hewitt collaboration that I did, Safe from Harm, as well as Jess collaboration, those all were on the In Bloom EP. So we're doing another one this year. There will be an In Bloom remix of a song that was on my album called The Dreamers with a guy named Smiley from Romania. And as
Smiley
well
from
as,
Romania. Fun.
and as well as Ave Maria, which is a collaboration I did with Haylene.
Right, I was going to ask you about that next. I love that you're teaming up and putting out a project with her.
Yeah,
I think she's super incredible.
We were talking about collaborating at Amsterdam Dance Event.
Okay.
And we just started talking music, and I don't know how exactly we got on the topic, but we started talking about Ave Maria. It's a song that when I was young, I thought it was one of the most beautiful songs in the world, you know?
Truly is.
And I always thought like, oh, I would love to do my own version of that somehow, you know? And she told me she used to sing that song when, so it definitely was the right time.
Right.
You know, and the song has a lot of meaning to me for many reasons. But yeah.
I think that's such a fun pairing, the two of you
Oh,
together.
thank you.
I think that's going to be really great. Yeah. And then you also have a remixes album coming out in
Yeah,
the spring.
so We
for
Are the Light
We Are the
came
Light.
out last year, October. And so I think it's time for the remixes now.
Yeah.
You know, I've been playing my versions as well as playing some of the remixes in my sets, but I think it's time for full release of all the remixes, and that's going to be coming up as well. So you know, busy.
Right.
Always
Probably
releasing
already
music.
like well into plans for 2020. Or
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure. What's the best feeling or the most rewarding experience about having other artists want to remix your music?
Just hearing their take on it,
Yeah.
you know, and especially a lot of times I ask the artists that I'm fans of, I like their sound, I ask them to do the remixes, you know, because it's interesting. It's almost like a mashup. You get to hear their production on one of my songs, and I always love how they, you know, a lot of guys are super creative and really twisted in a cool way.
Yeah. I often wonder if artists are ever like listen to a remix and go, "Oh, wow."
Oh, absolutely.
Why didn't I
and
think of
also
that one?
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
something.
And also the other way too. You know,
Yeah.
there's been some remixes where I'm like, oh, I don't know, that's not the way it's supposed to go.
No, stop doing that.
Yeah, that chord didn't work out quite right. So it can go both ways, but I love it when you know, when I do get blown away by a remix. And there's a lot of really great remixes on this pack that I'm really into.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, I hope you're having the best Miami Music Week.
Yes.
I'm sure since it being in your backyard, basically, I'm sure every year is another adventure. In one
Yeah,
way or
it's great
another.
because I don't play until Sunday.
Okay.
I have two parties on Sunday, so it's going to be really crazy. But I have Friday and Saturday off.
So you're
And
gonna just go play.
so I don't know yet if I'm just going to stay home and watch
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live and do nothing, or if I'm going to go out and party, you know. I'm going to be on stage at Ultra either hungover from the weekend or well rested.
Love
There
it.
will be no in betweens this
Either
year.
way, they're gonna get a great set.
Yeah.
I know that for sure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to speak with us.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
For Mix 24/7 EDM, I'm Santina Murin with Markus Schulz.